Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to another Art of Crypto video. The markets today, much better than yesterday. A 5.33% increase, and now the global crypto market stands at 1.76 trillion. Bitcoin is up by almost 4%, Ethereum by almost 9%, BNB almost 5%. Solana jumped back from yesterday's drop from $115 to $93. It went up by almost 11%, and now it stands at $106. And everything is basically up. The markets are green. Why this happened is because Amazon's stock rose by 15%. And Amazon is part of NASDAQ. NASDAQ is a collection of US's top market cap high tech stocks. And we know for a fact that cryptocurrency follows NASDAQ. Whenever NASDAQ goes up, cryptocurrency goes up. Whenever NASDAQ goes down, cryptocurrency goes down. So NASDAQ went up by quite a bit, 2 to 3%. And this saw an increase in the crypto market by over 5%. Every time there is a change in the price of NASDAQ, the change in the price of global cryptocurrencies increase or decrease or change by a multiplied effect. So the main reason why the price have increased is because the price of high-tech stocks in the US have increased as well. Who is using the metaverse? Poker players in Decentraland. So in a metaverse that is often criticized for devoid of things to do, there isn't much to do in the metaverse. People complain about that. They say that it is all hype, it's all parcels of land being sold or digital land being sold, but there isn't anything built on it. Now, the play-to-earn poker platform from Decentral Games is host to around 6,000 unique players each day, which makes up more than 30% of decentralized daily users. In the past 3 months, the game generated more than $7.5 million in revenue through its various income streams. And they have told that at any given time, they have over 1,000 daily active users. And obviously it doesn't sound like a lot, but when it comes to the open metaverse, it's pretty substantial, considering that the main issue right now with the metaverses is that they're empty. Obviously, it is empty, there's nothing much going on, but we know that online gaming or virtual gaming, and by extension virtual gambling, is a big thing, and it has been a big thing for the past few years. And the obvious next step towards virtual gambling is the metaverse. People who want to be in virtual casinos, gamble, let it say poker, blackjack, slot, whatever, and it is evident because Decentral Games has managed to garner more than 6,000 unique users, and they've managed to make over $7.5 million of revenue in just 3 months. And Decentral Games was smart because it bet big on the metaverse 1.5 years ago when it started acquiring virtual land on Decentraland. And it accumulated 1,000 of the game's parcels of land to date, which was obviously backed by an investment from Decentraland itself. So Decentraland funneled money into Decentral Games in order for it to be able to purchase land in Decentraland. And obviously Decentraland knew what they were doing because Decentral Games probably came up with this idea of online gambling or an online casino, and Decentraland saw it as a way of, developing some of its parcels of land instead of people buying it and just keeping it, not doing anything with it. So it's pretty smart from Decentraland. And I think that with this, a lot more companies, not only in gambling, but also, let's say, micropayments, gaming, promotional stands, are going to develop in Decentraland and in Sandbox as well, the top two virtual land blockchain companies in the metaverse. US lawmakers are set to reintroduce a bill to provide tax relief for small crypto transactions. A bipartisan group of the US House of Representatives has reintroduced a bill that would exempt consumers from paying taxes on crypto payments of less than $200. The Virtual Currency Tax Fairness Act, an amendment to the Internal Revenue Services Tax Code, which is the federal tax code of the United States, would simplify tax burdens on daily crypto users who must now report even the smallest capital gains. So, consumers in the US must report changes in cryptocurrencies' values in dollars when they're purchased, or from when they're purchased to when it was used in a transaction, including even minor retail purchases. And if it becomes law, the legislation would apply to all qualifying transactions from December 31st, 2021. However, what's in focus here is this exemption that would obviously preclude consumers from paying taxes on crypto payments on less than $200, and in extent they won't have to declare these transactions that are under $200. Obviously, it is a good thing because there is currently a lot of bureaucracy, as every time you purchase a crypto and you transact with it, no matter how low the amount is, you have to declare it. You have to tell the IRS that you made this transaction. But however, with this exemption, this will no longer be the case. If you have a transaction of less than $200, you will no longer be required to declare it to the IRS. Let's say that I go to a coffee shop, an expensive one, and purchase a $10 coffee using my crypto, and they accept crypto as well. I transfer my crypto from my wallet to the coffee shop's wallet. In normal circumstances, and in the current bill how it is standing at the moment, you would have to declare that to the IRS. You would have to declare that transaction to the IRS. However, with this exemption or with this amendment, you would no longer have to declare it. It's less than $200, you would no longer have to declare it, and it's exempt from any tax. And I think this is a very, very good sign. It will lead to a lot of adoption in terms of crypto, because I think the bureaucracy that comes with owning crypto and transacting in crypto is preventing a lot of people from joining the crypto universe. And I think with this, a lot of more people will be willing to purchase crypto and have crypto in their wallet and make daily transactions with crypto. As an executive director of Coin Center, which is a crypto think tank, said, this legislation would relieve users from having to keep track of small personal transactions. Not only will this create a level playing field for digital currencies, it will also help unleash innovation on applications like micropayments, which can consist of dozens of transactions per minute and thus are difficult to square with the current law. So not only will it bring more people into using crypto due to the decreased bureaucracy, but it will help evolve the crypto industry into sort of having new types of companies using crypto. Let's say microfinancing companies. In old legislation, if a microfinancing company wanted to lend $50 to its customer, it would have to declare that to the IRS, a lot of bureaucracy going on. However, with this amendment, it would no longer have to do that. It makes it more conducive to do business, especially for retailers whose transactions are mostly under $200 to do business. I mean, it will make everything. It will help retailers because it shuts off that bureaucracy and it makes it more conducive. The Boston Fed and MIT publish open source CBDC software. So the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston's and MIT's Digital Currency Initiative published open source research software to support their theoretical central bank digital currency on Thursday. And Thursday's publication, which includes open CBDC and a research paper, explained that the Boston Fed was able to develop a core processing engine for a general purpose CBDC that would support nearly 2 million transactions per second with high-speed settlement finality. They want to still increase privacy and interoperability, so this is the main focus right now. Scalability has been solved, I think, because 2 million transactions per second is a lot. It's a lot more than Visa and MasterCard can handle. I think putting them together, this open CBD software is already at such an advanced stage. I think now the Federal Reserve and MIT is making it open source, is putting it in the public, because they know that there are a lot of people in the public that have the brains. They're extremely smart. They know a lot about IT, and they're gifted in terms of blockchain or in how to develop blockchain platforms. So these people can take this open CBDC platform, they can take the software, they can develop it even further, tweak it, add it new features, improve privacy and interoperability, and give it back to the Federal Reserve. And by then, the Federal Reserve will be ready to release its own CBDC, the digital dollar, because the privacy will be so high, it will be extremely interoperable, it will be scalable in the sense that transaction speeds are going to be insane, and the number of transactions per second are also going to be absolutely sky high, means that the US will probably have the best and most advanced CBDC in the whole world. And I think by having put such CBDC software into the public and make it open source is a good sign that the US government is soon to launch its CBDC. Maybe not this year, but next year. But if they're going to do it, it shows that they're going to do it right. The Japanese government considers relaxing strict coin listing rules. The government is considering a proposal to make it easier for registered crypto exchanges to list digital assets in the local retail trading markets. Under the current listing rules, prospective coins are required to undergo an extensive screening process which can take up to 6 months to complete. Even members of the Japan Virtual and Crypto Exchange Association have complained that the stringent screening process has precluded the $1 trillion Japanese crypto industry from growing in a significant way. And Obviously, if there's so much bureaucracy, if you take 6 months just to list one coin, these crypto firms won't want to come into the Japanese crypto market. However, with these new rules, exchanges that have registered with the FSA or Financial Services Agents of Japan would be able to list certain assets without performing a lengthy screening process. Digital assets that have been listed for more than 6 months on at least 3 digital domestic exchanges would be exempted from additional screening. For example, Bitcoin and Ether are the most common ones. They're probably listed in every single exchange. It would be easy for it to be listed, and if it would be easy for proposal to pass. And the proposed rules or the amendments come to a time when a lot of major global crypto exchanges such as Coinbase and FTX have entered the competitive Japanese crypto market with subsidiaries registering exchanges. For example, if you watched the video from Wednesday or 2 days ago, I spoke that Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX exchange acquired Liquid Group, the operator of the Japanese registered Kioni crypto exchange. So Kioni will eventually integrate FTX's existing products and services into its own offerings. With this, we can see that the Japanese government is really looking at making trading crypto easier. It's really making it easier for crypto companies and major crypto exchanges to bring their billions of dollars into Japan. And I think that if these laws and the subsequent amendments pass, then the Japanese crypto industry will see a massive boom, and this could aid the Japanese economy as well. Myanmar's military government plans digital currency launch. So Myanmar's military government wants to launch its own digital currency, its own CBDC, a few months after the country's obviously military government started accepting Tether as its official currency. Right now, Tether is legal tender in Myanmar, and now they want to create their own CBDC in order to support domestic payments and boost the country's struggling economy. Obviously, after the military took over Myanmar, a lot of foreign investors left Myanmar, a lot of domestic companies closed down, and the economy shrank by as much as 18%, which is a fifth of its total value. I think that if it creates its own CBDC and if it does properly, I think it would boost the economy because it would solve the foreign exchange problems, it would solve the scalability problem, and it would make trading a lot easier. Tezos and Baby Doge score sponsorship deals. So Manchester United, everyone knows it, one of the most popular football teams in the world, is reportedly set to announce a multi-year training kit sponsorship by proof-of-stake blockchain platform Tezos. This deal is reported at over $27 million a year, which would allow Tezos to place its logo on the team's training uniform. It's already in its advanced stages because Man United has reportedly finalized filming promotional material ahead of its official announcement. Obviously, Tezos has made heavy investments in the sports sponsorships. It's not the first one. For example, in May 2021, Red Bull Racing in Formula One announced Tezos as its official blockchain partner, and they built their first NFT fan experience, which is launched in November later that year, so later in 2021. A similar announcement by McLaren Racing in Formula One a month later, so in June 2021, saw Tezos as its official technical partner in a multi-year deal across its Formula One, IndyCar, and esports team. And the Tezos network was used in the launch of McLaren's NFT collection in October 2021. So it's obvious that Tezos are very big into sports sponsorship, just like Crypto.com is. However, it wants to put the word out there that Tezos is here to stay. Tezos is a superior form of proof of stake. Obviously, proof of stake is a blockchain method that rewards users for holding Tezos coins or coins that are in the Tezos network. Obviously, there are a lot of proof of stake networks in the blockchain industry. However, how Tezos is different is its governance. Most early blockchain rely on development teams and mining communities to formulate new design choices. However, Tezos attempts to build the decision-making process into the network of users itself. As a result of this system, Tezos creates incentives for user participation in the core development process, and it makes it a democratic process and a decentralized process. Users who hold Tezos coins have a vote on new features or new developments that are going to happen in the Tezos network. So if a majority votes for it to pass, then that new feature will be implemented into the Tezos network, which in its core is extremely good because it makes it decentralized, because everyone has a vote, and it makes it democratic because it's the vote by majority that determines whether a feature is passed into the system or declined. On other news, Hoffenheim TSG, which is a football team in the Bundesliga, Germany, mentioned that Baby Doge will become an official partner of the club, working together on the key development of club-specific NFTs. The deal also includes what the club calls key promotional materials, which would see Baby Doge advertised on LED boards around the pitch, as well as co-branded content. So it's very interesting because going into 2022, we were seeing a lot of sports sponsorship deals being done between crypto companies and sports teams, especially major sports teams, not only in football, but also in Formula One and in American football. And I think this is a trend that's going to continue going forward. There is a lot of money in crypto, so obviously they have to spend it somewhere, and they're choosing sports sponsorships, which is a clever way to get the word out there about these companies, since sports is watched by billions of people around the world. And I think these sports sponsorships are going to become more strategic. Not only are they going to be branded with the team itself, but leagues as well. And I think 2022, 2023 will see an explosion of these sponsorships. 2021 was already a great year, but I think 2022 and 2023 is going to be the year of crypto getting into sports. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, please leave subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, I ask of you, and I'll see you for the next one. Thank you, and invest wisely. Cheers.